the Ghana Grand Tour experienced its most challenging day of riding Thursday, August 15, as His Excellency Ian Walker and his riding partner Joel Dunham first endured the steep hills and valleys of the Dambai-Jasikan road, followed by the infamous potholes and craters of the 20-kilometer Jasikan-Hohoi stretch. For the riders, it was a grueling test of strength, stamina and willpower. But for residents of Jasikan and Hohoi, this is a long-standing problem they've been forced to endure for over 20 years. Kojo Yankson traveled across the stretch with the Ghana Grand team and filed this report.
We just left Jasikan behind us about an hour and a half ago. We're still outside Hohoi, but it has been quite an hour and a half. If you look behind me, this is the road that the Ghana Grand has traveled for about 90 minutes. But I don't think I should be the one to tell you what the experience was like. Your Excellency, how are you feeling?
Tired. I'm not going to lie, that was tough. That was a much harder road than I'd anticipated, and probably I think the toughest road that we've been on since we started up in the very north.
What makes it tough?
Well, the potholes, I think, were probably more like craters than potholes, massive potholes. And you can see, I mean, thankfully it was dry today so we could get across it, but clearly it's been raining recently, so you can see the kind of consequence of trucks having spun their wheels through. So very, very deep, and still some water on bits of the road. So yeah, it was tough on a bike, but I reckon in a car or a truck, you know, even more difficult. Maybe in a 4x4, okay, but in a normal car, that's tough.
Now, of course, a part of the reason why you wanted to do the Ghana Grand was to see the country, you know, and this is part of Ghana.
For sure.
You know, a difficult part nonetheless. I wonder how you feel about that aspect of what you've just experienced.
Well, it's an interesting kind of juxtaposition, because the scenery is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's just been incredible. I mean, we set off about, what, 6 hours ago this morning, maybe more than that. And the scenery all the way down from Dambai has been stunning, absolutely stunning. In truth, for the last hour and a half, it's been quite hard to look at it. I've been kind of focusing on the road, but you can see, you know, there's lots of ambition up in OT region, talking to ministers last night, and you can see how much of a hindrance the road is. That's very kind of clear, because I think as more goods look to come down to the country, having to cross through that, I can well understand is tough.
Well, you've done it, and it looks like it'll get easier from here.
Well,
hard to imagine anything being tougher than that.
Well, we see. You know, I mean, I think the whole point of the Ghana Grand, in a way, as you said, was to see the country, and one of the aims was to kind of challenge ourselves. I didn't anticipate that being quite such a challenge, but it's certainly not disappointed in that regard.
I know the answer to this one, but I'll ask anyway. Are you ready for lunch now?
I am very ready for lunch. I think I'm ready for some of the world's finest Ghanaian jollof rice, actually. I think that will power me on through. I think they should be sponsored by Jollof, actually. We should have jollof rice across the...
We've had so much of it, haven't we? Yeah, well, there's some more, just that way.
I'm ready.
All right.
Thanks, Kojo.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Now, the Ghana Grand has made it from Jasikan almost into Hohoi. This is the infamous Hohoi-Jasikan stretch of the Eastern Corridor. I doubt there is a worse road in any part of Ghana connecting two cities. Now, first let me point to this. This is somebody's private project. This is some construction work going on that has nothing to do with this road construction. Just needed to point that out for you, just in case you see it in the background and you consider it to be the beginning of some kind of work. No, there's no such thing. This road has been in this state for decades. I've spoken to locals who tell me that for at least 20 years, this road has been this bad. Traveling from Jasikan to Hohoi shouldn't take 20-25 minutes. But thanks to the horrible state of this road, the Ghana Grand just spent an hour and a half trying to make its way across. Now you can see that this is a road that has been given to the Cocoa Board, one of the cocoa roads. Working with the Ghana Highway Authority, this is a project to fix 20 kilometers of this road. 20 kilometers of the worst, most undulating, pothole, crater-riddled, waist-jerking, bone-shaking road that you can find anywhere in this country. Those who live in either of these two towns, Hohoe or Jasikan, in order for them to either trade, visit, travel to each other, this is the nightmare they have to endure. Now, of course, we've been talking about roads on JoyNews for quite a while because it is a priority of this nation. The government says it's a priority. They've gone to the lengths of borrowing, of going through a barter arrangement with the Chinese government just to help fund some of these roads. But this is not one of them. This is a road that ought to have been built with cocoa money. It's not been done yet. And those who live on either end of it continue to feel the impact deep in their bones. We have just come from Jasikan into Hohoe, and we have seen how bad that stretch of the Eastern Corridor is. You live in Hohoe. Tell me how these roads affect you.
In fact, I'll need to talk much about this our road because since NDC time that they promised us that they will do this route from Peki to Jasikan. As I'm speaking to you now, the time Mahama was at the present, he promised us that he will do the road. The road was continuing immediately. At the end, the time he just leave from the seat, the road just, be there as if there's no any present in this country. So as I'm speaking to you now, if we go to Accra and go and take goods from Accra and bring it to Hawaii, sometimes we need to take like 3 hours or 2 hours. We take 4 hours, 5 hours to Accra. And now the cars too, we need to take goods from Accra to here. The cars don't want to come to Volta region again. But meanwhile, if you come to Volta region, this is the politician, this is the town that they are becoming from before they go to Accra. But when they just go to Accra and they sit down at the parliament, they forget us. At the end of the day, we just hear from there that the election is coming back again. As I'm speaking to our president came here in Howard constitution to promise us that 3 months this road will be fixed.
When was he here?
He was here last year. He was here last year to promise us that in 3 months we shouldn't worry, the road will be fixed. As I'm speaking to you, look, yourself, you go throughout the road in the Volta region. Look at how the road is very bad. So I don't know what is wrong with these politicians. I think this is the time now, the police, the Hawaii constitution and the people, they're fed up about the politicians. Promise fail. Now they are going to think twice, not voting for someone who come and deceive them and go back. So I think now Hawaii and beyond Volta region, I think they are thinking wise.
So the president made a promise to the people of Hohoe that in 3 months the road will be fixed.
Yes.
And that was over a year ago.
Yes.
All right. Well, the president watches this. So I want you to speak to him directly. Look into the camera, speak to the president. Start with Dear Nanado and tell him how you feel about this.
Nanado, I'd like to make my impress towards this road this morning or this afternoon to you that we are appealing to you. You came here in Hawaii, in the Volta region, especially Hawaii RC Park, to take mic and promise for yourself that within 3 months, this road will be fixed. As I'm speaking to you now, you President Nanado, as you are passing by, go to Jasikan at Oti region, you didn't pass through this Volta region road again. You passed through Pando to Dambai before you went to Oti region. So I'm appealing to you, yourself that promised us. So you need to come out and do something. Without that, I think election time, you will not blame us again. That's what I have for you. So when you are listening to me, you, Nanado, we beg you, you are the president of Ghana. You are the head. So when you are listening to me, we take God beg you. If you want us to vote for you so that you continue 2020, we need this road to be fixed before 2020. But without that,
so the Ghana Grant continues, and we'll be bringing you more on this. Kajay Yanson is still with the team, and the aim and the motive of this tour is to raise funds to support the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital Burns and Plastic Surgery Unit. And we've been running a promo, you know. You can join, you can contribute and make that dream a reality.